Greetings and peace. I would like to start this with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace be with you and yours. Today's presentation, I would like to cover Bawa Muhaiyaddeen's book, The Divine Luminous Wisdom That Dispels the Darkness, a book that I have owned for several years and one that has brought me much wisdom and light and peace in these tumultuous times that we are in. And I will enjoy covering this book, and I highly recommend that you all enjoy this and check this out as well. A disclaimer: I represent myself only under free speech and under fair use of nonprofit and educational purposes. And my beloved brothers and sisters, seekers of truth and travelers of the inner path, we gather to reflect upon the radiant teachings of His Holiness, Bawa Muhaiyaddeen. His words are not mere knowledge, but divine wisdom, light that enters the heart and removes the shadows of ignorance. And please get the book directly from the Fellowship's website instead of any other resource, and support the Fellowship directly. As we begin exploring the book, we see the necessity of having a guide and a teacher. And we learn, my friends and brothers and sisters, that in the vast desert of life, a lone traveler may walk endlessly, circling the mirage of desire, ego, and illusion. Without a true guide or murshid or sheikh, we risk mistaking shadows for reality, thirsting for false waters, and losing the direction of truth. A true guide is not a scholar of words alone, but one whose heart has become the throne of divine light. So in this journey of life, we do need a teacher and a guide, and not the hyper-individualism that Western society has put us under. We need each other, and that is the importance of Bawa's message. On this path of knowing thyself, we have to understand the darkness as well. What is the darkness that binds the human being? It is not nightfall, nor the absence of the sun. It is the fog of arrogance, the blindness of selfishness, the veil of ignorance that covers the soul. In this darkness, the mind wanders without clarity, and the heart becomes restless. Wisdom is not the same as information. Knowledge fills the mind, but wisdom illumines the soul. The light of divine wisdom, when it enters the heart, reveals the real from the unreal. Just as a single lamp in a dark cave changes everything, one spark of wisdom can transform a lifetime of confusion. And on the Sufi path, they teach us of muraqabah, of contemplation and reflection, of understanding yourself and the world around you. The teachings remind us that all beings are manifestations of the one truth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, azza wa jal. Differences of form, color, religion, and race are like waves of the ocean, rising and falling, yet always water. To see unity within diversity is to step into divine vision. And it's like even what the Persian master Omar Khayyam has said, that it doesn't matter what piece on the chessboard you are, right? Whether you're a king, queen, pawn, rook, or a soldier, knight, whatever, at the end, they all go back into the same box. What is the human journey? The human soul is on a journey from ignorance to realization. We are born into illusion. We struggle in duality. Yet within us shines a spark waiting to reunite with its source. The journey is not across the earth, but within the depths of the heart. The ego builds false identities, whispering, I am this and I am that. But what we claim as quote-unquote I is but a passing shadow, a temporary garment. True liberation comes when we see beyond ego into the eternal soul. Your heart is a mirror. Everything on this path is about tazkiyah al-nafs, purification of the self and heart. And when you polish your heart, it reflects divine light. Anger, pride, greed, and desire are like dust and rust, clouding its shine. Through prayer, discipline, and surrender, good thoughts, good habits, good actions, the heart becomes clear again. Faith is not blind, it is a vision that trusts the unseen. Surrender is not weakness, it is strength that allows divine will to flow through us. When the self bows, the soul rises. And all of the spiritual paths, they tell you to surrender to the divine will. That is Islam, being a Muslim and a Sufi, right? Submission to the will of God. No matter how high you go, and I've seen this with all of the initiatic paths that I've been a part of in my life, in the East and the West, in the end, it's about service to others, compassion and service. Serving others is serving God. Compassion is the fragrance of divine love. When we ease the suffering of another, we polish our own heart. The true saint, Waliullah, is one who becomes nourishment for all creation. What is the role of prayer, namaz, salah, and all of that? Prayer is not repetition of words, but remembrance of the truth, al-haq. Each breath can be prayer. Each action can be worship when aligned with love. Through remembrance, the soul awakens from forgetfulness. Knowledge is like collecting seeds. Wisdom is like planting them. The intellect may argue, but wisdom is silent light that transforms. Bawa's teachings emphasize wisdom, a living truth. There is that inner battle as well. Within us lives both truth and falsehood, angel and demon. The real jihad is not of sword, but of the heart, the struggle against ego and your nafs and your lower self. Victory comes when the soul chooses light over shadow. And another shout out to the Persian master Omar Khayyam, who says, I myself am heaven and hell. So that internal frequency that you choose to work on is what you will project out into your inner reality, the heaven and hell concept. The mystical union, the drop merges with the ocean, and the spark returns to the fire. Union is not destruction but completion, the return of the soul to its source. This is the destiny of every being, the final embrace. How in Islam, when we transition from this life, they do say, to Allah we belong and to Him we shall return. Bawa's teachings, especially in this book, often spoke in stories, parables, which are simple yet profound. Like pearls hidden in shells, wisdom lies within these tales. Children, teachers, and scholars, and students alike could drink from these parables. All of the creation in this world and this universe is like waves upon the sea. Some rise high, some fall low, but all are water. To know the ocean is to know that none are separate. The human heart is a garden where divine seeds are planted. When watered with prayer and tended with compassion, it blooms in fragrance. Neglected, it becomes overgrown with weeds of desire and ego. What are the signs that you are on the correct path? When anger fades and patience grows, when judgment softens and compassion rises, awakening has begun. The awakened one sees with God's light, not the eyes of separation. Peace within becomes peace without. Now, it's not only about the knowledge, but applying this in your practical phase in life. You have to live it. The teachings are not for reading only, but for living. To embody wisdom is to walk as a lamp for others. Each action, word, and intention becomes a reflection of divine light. In a world today with so much darkness, hatred, and evil, right, clouded with division and greed, this message is urgent of this, not only this book, but Bawa's teachings in general. that only light can remove darkness, only wisdom can cure ignorance. Bawa's guidance remains timeless and essential. As I wrap this up, I implore my brothers and sisters and friends that may we take these words not as theory, but as nourishment. Let us surrender the self, awaken the heart, and live in service to self and others. Peace be upon you and upon all creation of this world and universe. My brothers, sisters, and friends, I represent myself only under free speech and under fair use of nonprofit and educational purposes of someone who owns this book. May these teachings inspire your journey into divine wisdom. And if you wish to support, please visit the Bawa Muhaiyaddeen Fellowship and Mosque in the Philadelphia area. Here is their website, bmf.org. Here's the link for the book. I'll put it in the description below as well. Get it directly from them to support them directly. And may peace, unity, and light guide your path. Thank you for watching. If any questions or comments, please email me at salmansheikh911@gmail.com. All images, information, and viewpoints of my videos are all under fair use and under nonprofit awareness and education, which is protected under fair use laws. All rights reserved. Thank you so much.